you serious? Yeah, I really am. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you to be a live video guest on this show to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. Could be the topic of the day, could be current events, could be personal projects, could be anything you want to talk about. And joining is real easy. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit frazzled because I had a computer error going on that I had to fix right before it came on, which is why I'm just a few minutes late. Let's welcome everyone to the chat. We've got Eileen. How are you? Drones and Darwin. We've got Wisco Style. How are you guys? Spencertainment TV. I am doing fantastic. I am doing fantastic, and I'll tell you why I'm doing fantastic is because I finally decided to get back on that horse and shed off some of these pounds. I've got to get my bikini figure in shape for the summer. No, actually. Oh, thanks, Spencertainment. 300, awesome, right? Couldn't be happier myself. But yeah, I've got to shed a few pounds. And I'll tell you why is because I'm very uncomfortable when I get to a certain weight, I'll say, and it doesn't really have to do with how people see me. It's how I see myself, and I'm just uncomfortable right now. Still trying to hit 850. Wisco Style, go to my channel and start visiting some of those live streams, man. You get more exposure to people who might enjoy your content. None of them are sub to sub. So what you do is you go and you just talk, you try to help people out and you have fun. And people go check out your channel. And if you're doing stuff that people dig, man, they'll certainly subscribe to you and watch your videos. Again, I suggest that anyone who does that, watch, it doesn't matter if somebody subscribes to you, watch their stuff and make sure it's for you. Make sure it's absolutely for you because nobody really wants a fake sub, right? Yeah, Keb7's a good one. Green Bay Wacky's a good one. Pusa Studios is a great one. Canadian Drone Hub's another one. Yeah, I've got them all listed on the left side of my channel. Well, not all of them, of course. Oh, what is it? Two girls, one mukbang, however you say that. I'm getting ready to watch some of their live streams as well. I think they're on once a week, but they're a couple crazy gals I met this morning on, I think it was Green Bay Wacky Show. But yeah, so there's two reasons I want to do this. One is so I feel better. Viewed this. How are you? Welcome to the show. Is one, so I feel better about myself. Two, Colorado Fisher. Yeah, I know, and you got to give love to those that you enjoy watching. If it's not your cup of tea, walk away. If they decide to unsubscribe from you later, it may be to your benefit, right? There are a lot of people there who are trying to do a sub for sub, and what they'll do is they'll literally, hey, gotcha, and all that kind of crap. But it's like one of those. if it's not your cup of tea, man, don't do it. Don't do it. Viewed this as stalking an Aussie. Don't worry about it, man. I do it too. So yeah. So quick subject. I want to lose weight so I feel better. I am so comfortable at in the 180s, and I'm so uncomfortable over 200 now. So you know me. I'm 55. I'm 5'9", down from 5'10" from my youth. How that happens, it's got to be compressed discs or something. Who knows? But the point is that that I'm shrinking. Is that even a point? Yeah, I don't think that's a point, but I just made it one. So Hey, Germany Travel Personal Guide. Met that guy today. He's he's got a fresh new little channel that he's going to do a lot of traveling videos on, and we got into a discussion about Germany. Been to Germany just once. I was fortunate enough to have a 2 week vacation over there in the early 2000s, and as my brother was stationed over there, and we just a whirlwind tour all over Europe. Well, I wouldn't say all over Europe. I mean, let's be real about that. We probably hit about 4 or 5 different countries, but we made sure that we stayed a couple days in each, and it was just fantastic. My homeland, according to the family history that one of my ancestors had created, was Saarbrücken, and it was really cool to visit that. Well, actually, to have my son visit that as well. He was a young guy, and he was able to go with us as well. Flash in your pan. How you doing, Ed? How are you doing? Publishing videos is hard work. Oh man, even more so. Even more so if you're setting a standard for yourself for quality and content. But Mary Jane giveaway. How are you, man? How are you? Yeah, hit that thumbs up. Share this video. I don't want to be one of those where I just start yelling at you about streaming stuff. Got your new streaming PC today. That's great, Ed. That is fantastic. I can't wait to see what kind of fruit that bears for you. So anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I'm going to cover this real fast. I'm open up the video lines for you guys to come on. You can either talk about your experiences with diets. It doesn't matter. I've actually done a few diets, and I perfected one and I've covered this. Some of you have never heard this before, but I perfected one, which is a combination of both um, the Atkins diet and the South Beach diet. Turns out how flippin' weird is this? Because I first did it in 2004, and I swear to you, and this is no lie, I lost a pound a day for 30 days, and I was 30 pounds lighter at the end of that month, and I was able to keep it off for a couple of years. But then breads and pizzas got in the way, and we all know what happens there. Well, but anyway, the idea was to stay below 40 carbs a day, and zero sugars, zero trans fats, or I should say the manufactured fats, the polyunsaturated, the monounsaturated fats, and that was primarily it. I mean, the stuff just melted off. Well, I've done it once since then, and I didn't hold to it very well. But anyway, that turns out it's the keto diet. It's almost the basis for the keto diet if you look into it at any depth at all. What I decided to do, and this was at the behest of my son, was I downloaded the Carb Manager app. I opened my phone and find a text from my son. How cool is that? Yeah, it's the Carb Manager app, and I'll show you when it comes up. Hey, enjoy the way underweight Spencertainment TV. Enjoy it while you can. Yeah, but there's the interface. I don't know if I can show you an open screen to it. Just remember, it's the Carb Manager app. And the nice part about these nowadays, I mean, this makes it so much easier. Stuff I didn't have in 2004. I wasn't able to track them without literally writing them down. So now you can scan your EPC codes on your food, and boom, it knows exactly what the nutrition value is on that food, and then it automatically calculates it. God, it makes it so easy. Yeah, viewed this as, who's on the show tonight? Well, who is on the show tonight? It doesn't matter. It's whomever wants to be on the show tonight. The video lines are actually open.
Headshot.
So if you guys, I'm just talking about diets in case somebody wants to come on and tell us a story about diets. If not, if you want to talk about something else, feel free to. Now, jumping on the show is real easy. You see this link right here. That is the Zoom link. I tried to get it into the description, but like I said, I had a few computer blips beforehand. Turns out that some of my log files are clogging up my SSD drive, and I had to clean it off, but I had to clean it off at like 10 till. So it's like, wow. So the second reason I'm telling you all this is not to bore you with a bunch of diet shit. The second reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to hold my feet to the fire. I am right now Muscle Car Appraisal. Hey, how you doing? Is that Bob or Jim? Artsy Studios. Welcome to the show, man. Great to see you too. So yeah, I want you to hold my feet to the fire. Here's what I'm going to do, and I actually planned on having this all put together prior to, but I didn't. I wasn't able to. So I'm going to build it as we speak. As we speak, I'm gonna take you. Well, it'll be two of me, I think. Let's see what this does. It's only one of us plus an extra. So that over there, that is where you'll show up for the channel reviews. So here we are. We're in the input select of vMix, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a title. I'm going to choose text, and I'm just going to grab some text. And what happens there is I get to type in anything I want to. Well, here we're going to type in this number in particular. All right, so we got that. And close that out. And let's get me back on here because that's a little confusing. So here we go. What I'm going to do with this is, and I will have to open it back up and move it around. Let's see. Title. I don't need the title in there. All right. So is that the right font that I want? Well, let's just leave that font for now, and we'll change it later. I will move this up in here. I'm going to make it just a bit transparent because it might be a little too harsh. So this number right there. You see that number? Do you see that number up there? That is my current weight as of this morning. Now, my plan is to weigh myself every single day until I get down to my target weight. And I'm going to call my target weight, I'll be happy at 190, 189, 190. So we'll call it, now it seems a little too easy. That's only 22 pounds. Let's say 185. 185, folks, that is my target weight. And I'm going to have this up on the screen every show until I hit that 185. How's that sound? Now you guys, you can beat me up if I start wavering. If you see that number go up, you've got to tell me how poorly I'm doing. Oh yeah, rub it in, Drone Kings and Darwin. Rub it in. Now I've gotten down to 185 twice with this modified Atkins / South Beach diet, and I'm just going to call it what it is. It's nearly the friggin' keto diet, a version of it. You know, where you're not hard pounding the meats and proteins right out of the gate. Well, which is like the Atkins, where you have to go 2 weeks into the ketosis. Nope. That's well put, Ed. Ed says I didn't look that fat. That's awesome, dude. Well, I'm glad I didn't look that fat. Oh, man. Well, it's going to be easier, too, because the summer is coming up. Oh, Ed, you'll dig this, and maybe some of you else would, too. That 185 would be small for you, Mr. 6'2". Yep. Well, you gotta watch those Culver's burgers, man. Wait a minute, is it Culver's? Yeah, those things. And I almost tried one of those new butter burgers from Steak and Shake, an Indiana institution. But yeah, Ed, check this out. My wife literally wants to go panning. Can you believe that? Is that awesome? I know Wisco style. I know it is awesome. I used to go there all the time when I was working someplace that had one very very near. Probably the reason I fell off one of those other diets. So yeah, call in whenever you want to talk about your diet experience or just whatever you want to talk to or talk about. I'm just gonna ramble on at this point. Hey kids, get off the lawn. New got, this came in just this weekend. Yeah, she wants to go gold painting, and I told her because we've been planning a trip out west. We do a whole lot of beach vacations, whether it be Florida or an island hopping. And I told her, I said, we spent a ton of time in Washington State. We lived up there a solid 3 years and loved it. And but we only traveled to and from on the Northwest Passage there, if that's even the right Northwest Passage. We'll just call it I-90. And and I told her, I said, there is so much of the West that we need to reconnect with because I saw a whole bunch of it when I was a younger man, and she didn't have that opportunity. So I said, let's. Yeah, I know I do too. I absolutely do too. Oh, don't edit right now. Viewed this. Hang out, man. I'm kidding. I'm trying to make you procrastinate. I'm good for that. So yeah, I keep telling her. I said, look, we've got we have an opportunity to explore the West like we never did when we were children. I'm so sorry. Let's do that. And then tonight I said, what would be fun is a gold panning trip. And she goes, I would love that. I said, well, we're going to take you out first, see how much you love it. But that would be cool. Where's Germany Travel Personal Guide? Well, I am located just southeast of Indianapolis, Indiana. Where are you, by the way? Where is everybody from? Give us at least a state in the chat if you would, or a country in the case of you across the pond there, big or small pond. Ooh, Texas! I didn't know you were from Texas, Eileen. Awesome. Oh, Wisco style. You sure you're from Wisconsin, man? I don't know. I'm David, the producer's in the house. How are you, man? How are you? Massachusetts. It's funny. Massachusetts is where my family, when they came over on the boat, that's where they first settled. There's a whole Moffat family that still lives over there, which is kind of a branch off. Florida. Champworks Garage from Indiana, of course. I should come clean. I should come clean. Most of you don't know this. I've told a few people, but you see the Champworks Garage there? That's actually my son. If you've looked at his latest videos, there's two things there that you would see that would be a dead giveaway. Perhaps, maybe just one. No, two. There's two things that would be a total giveaway. One, the tractor's over at his house. Two, that log splitter of mine is over at his house. The one he helped me build. I almost had him come out, Flash. Or Ed, I almost had him come out. The truth is out. Now, the reason that I haven't said anything was because he was one of my first video guests. He was actually, I think, my first video guest. And I'll tell you why I asked him to do that. I said, I'm dying over here. I don't, I just don't have the exposure yet. Can you just come on and we'll just talk as though you're a stranger? And then it just became one of those things where we just didn't mention it. So yeah, that's my son. Proud of that boy. He's not afraid at all to take on any sort of um, mechanical or electrical project. I mean, he's just chip off the old block. It's one of those we're not yeah, collusion. It's the champ collusion. But yeah, he is not afraid to take on any of those projects. Very much like me. None of us are classically trained in anything electromechanical, and we just dive in and do it, and it's just a blast. He and I, actually a good time to talk about this. Very soon, we're going to work on the Mustang that I've talked about before. We're going to pull it over to his new shop, which he's got a fantastically giant new shop. Yes, even a Ford. Oh, okay. So does that mean that Jim's man in the controls there, muscle car appraisal? Or does Bob have a thing against Fords also? Yeah, that's pretty accurate actually. You could call us a jack of all trades. Hell, he he just did his drywall to sell his house. Yeah, he's a third. In case you guys didn't know, I'm a junior. He is a third or a second. Depends on who you talk to. If you go to my birth certificate, it's actually junior. Oh man, that may be one of my my bucket list cars is a, 67 Shelby GT. Anything actually prior to 69. I didn't like what they did with the 6970 Shelbys myself. The car that the 71 through 73 Mustang was based on. I didn't really care for the 69 70 Shelbys, but you know, you go 68, I'm sorry, 69, no, 68 and beyond behind, I'm all about those. But I tell you what I really want is a 66 Hearse. That's what I want. I don't know if I mentioned that when you were on the show, Jim, but it's for sale. Yeah, well, that ain't gonna happen. I have way too many irons in the fire at this point. Hell, I just sank thousands into that kitchen, which I should show you guys pictures of. I talked about it enough, but it turned out beautifully, just beautifully. The wife loves it, and that's what it was all about. She keeps saying, "Don't you love it?" And I said, "Well, I like the old one as well." A Baja bus. Oh man, we had a nice one down there at the Morgan Monroe State Forest, didn't we, Ed? Nope, you can't drive your kitchen. I almost said you can't drive your chicken. Yeah, yeah. Go check out his '75 Ford Bronco on Champark's garage. It's really cool. Do I have a particular Lambo? Or is that your dream car, Wisco? Okay. Tim Yance is in the house. Oh, reminded you of one of your buses. Yeah, it was a really nice one for I didn't expect one of those to show up, much less it be in decent shape, right? That was pretty cool. Oh man. So yeah, there you have it. Uh, if I remember every show, that number is going to be up there. Actually, I should probably have it over the lamp, shouldn't I? That's easily done. Come come over here. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna center it on the lamp. That would be horrible. Mitten Dad, how you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah, we're talking about diets and stuff, or at least I was. Yeah, it's just time. It's just time. I think this is the heaviest I've ever been. My last record was probably 205, 206, and I hated that. And once I lost, 20, 30 pounds, I was a happy guy, very, very happy guy. But now's the time to hit it up again. Oh no, you had a whale tail on the bus, Ed? I vaguely remember those. I remember the whale tails. Remember the whale tails on the Beatles? And I'm not talking about John, Paul, Ringo, and George. Oh, I wish I'd made some coffee. I'm back to water now, and that is all part of it. They've got me at under an 1800. See, that's another thing. You get to set your goals on that app. And I wonder if I could call that up specifically and show you guys. Why not? Until somebody's brave enough to call in. All right. Cab manager. To be honest with you, it was a little funky to start off with. I wasn't I wasn't very impressed, but then of course my son helped me through it. All right, there we go. And it says keto made easily. Now they have all kinds of different goals as you run through this. You can actually choose, um, your specific type of diet that you want to go through. In addition, of course, with all of the I should change this. Pop that puppy out. And it gives you your recommended calorie intake and all that kind of good stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm hoping I know it'll work actually. If I stick with it, I know it'll work because it's so close. It's so close. In fact, they've got me restricted to about 25 carbs a day, which is fine. Absolutely fine. Oh, now I've got to make that persistent, don't I? But yeah, they've limited me to 25 carbs a day, which is cool. Absolutely cool. But I try to get off the pop when I'm doing it. Above and beyond, how you doing, man? Better late than never is absolutely okay. Is absolutely okay. And with any luck, it'll bring me back down to where I want to be. And all I have to do is be diligent. And that's the thing about diets. You've got to be diligent. I don't care if you're doing keto, South Beach, Atkins, something else. Um, the side diet. Don't forget about the side diet. I was actually going to do a side diet and track each one of those, but since it's unproven, thanks RC Studios. Since the side diet is unproven, I thought, no, I'm going to go with what I know. We're actually going to Florida in late June. I know, not the best time to go to Florida, but there is a reason, and which gives me all kinds of time for this. But you know, when it gets hot out, the heavier you are, as some of us know. Um, yes, big breakfast, small lunch, small dinner, lots of water and exercise. Yeah, I fail on everything but the date of birth, or rather, exercise. I hate exercising. Absolutely hate it. Who else hates exercise? You guys with me on that? I would so much rather be doing something that was productive, albeit physically, exertive, physically demanding, rather than Florida. Oh, we're heading over to, let's see. I think we're going to be in Daytona for the most part, but I've also got family in Tampa, St. Pete, so we're going to spend some time over there. And I think there may be some Disney World in our future. I don't know exactly just yet. Atypical Hustlers, how are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yeah, so I'm not really sure entirely um, whether or not we're going to head up to there, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, so you're in Florida, and who else was in Florida? I saw that come through. I'm gonna find that out again. Oh, that sucks. Even the even he who runs the show cannot see that far back in the chat. That's uh that's just not right. Fix your shit, YouTube. I have such a bone to pick with YouTube, as you know. One of these days, have you guys ever used the create highlight on your live streams? Has anyone tried that yet? I usually just cut the show up after it's in the bag, but I would love to try this highlight. My job is a gym. Yeah, no kidding, Ed. No kidding. Yeah, that's right. Germany Travel Personal Guide is right in the middle of Florida. Well, I'll probably be driving right by you a couple times if that's what we end up doing. Tampa St. Pete to Daytona. Yep, that's going to be right in that area, I'm sure. Oh, thanks, Tim. Thanks for that. Couldn't you at least said you're eating like pepperoni chips or something? Well, there's dangerous criminals. How are you? Yeah, well, infamous maybe, famous no. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. I've never been to Cape Canaveral, and maybe that's something I should bring up while we're down there. That would be a fun side trip, actually. Been through the Keys. Uh, God, been all over the place. I was on a live stream the other day. Someone was talking about Destin. I said, "Yeah, we've been to Destin. Of course, it's right next to the Redneck Riviera, and it's a nice place, right? It's an easy drive. That's the most important part. As you get older, let me preface that by saying, as you get older, shorter drives are nicer. Tim, you talking about Cape Canaveral? You were there when you were a child? That's cool. Kennedy Space Center. Yeah, yeah, I would really dig that. Been to the Augustine area a couple times, Ed. It's a Florida night. You should be happy there. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see your videos there, Germany travel and personal guide. That'd be a lot of fun. I don't remember when the video I watched was recorded, but when are you guys heading down there? Gary's Foster Brant Ariels. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Good to see you too. And of course, we have Nightbot in the house. Do I qualify for Florida tonight? I got shares and property there. Yeah, you do. Come on down, man. Come on down. Um, I probably won't announce when I'm going. Maybe I'll have some videos just to throw up in the queue. In fact, I'm taping one this Wednesday with a very special guest. Now, it won't be live Wednesday. I'll probably make it live Thursday night. And here's what I was thinking of doing. Let me and I'd love to have your guys' opinion on this. I'm going to tape it Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to still do channel reviews, face-to-face channel reviews on Wednesday. I've already created an event for it, but I'm going to tape the interview with this special guest on Wednesday afternoon. And what I thought I would do, and like I said, I want your opinion on this. What I thought I would do was come on like normal Thursday night, talk with you just a little bit, introduce the video, and then play the video, and then join you guys in the chat while it's live, and let you guys, I mean, we'll just talk about the whole interview as we're watching the video together. Let me know if that sounds good. Yeah, Wisco, did you not know? I just started. I did a test run last Thursday. I got one channel review in, and then Andrew Pusa called in, which was cool. We had a great conversation. But I think what I'm going to do is if that if I do channel reviews, I'm not going to allow that to happen. What this kind of channel review is, it's a little bit different. I know most people they have like contests or some way to choose the next one on. I'm going to say if you want your channel reviewed, you call in live, and I'll bring you up, and it will literally be that screen that I just showed you. If I can get back to it, there we go. It'll be this screen right here, where I'll be where I'm at, you'll be over there, and we'll go through your channel as though we were both sitting in the same room, and we'll talk about it. I'll give you my the benefit of my 25 years of graphic arts, web development, web marketing, and that sort of thing, optimization. That and then you can tell me why you did what you did, why you think I might be wrong. Absolutely. And then we'll just make a make a night out of it. Every Wednesdays is what I plan on doing. Every Wednesdays. Every Wednesday is when I plan on doing this. If you guys think that's a great idea, let me know because I'm pretty excited about it. I think it would be a lot of fun. Yeah, and like I said, I did my first one Thursday, and that kind of got, that kind of got pushed a little bit. But now I'm going to do it. I've decided to do it every Wednesday, and another night off. I thought this was in the middle of the afternoon, Drunk Kings, for you guys. Oh man, that would be in the middle of the afternoon next day. See, you're in the future. Cool. Wisco Styles in on board. Thank you, Gary Foster's brand aerials. That was really cool to hit 300. Really cool. And I appreciate it. You guys are part of that. As long as you keep showing up for these shows, liking it, and sharing this, the sky's the limit. I won't have to talk for 37 minutes about dieting in Florida. You know how that is. Sometimes some people, sometimes there's nothing to say. I get that. I totally get that. Oh, well, yeah, I don't know about brag. I mean, it's more of an appreciation thing than, hey, look what I did. You know what I mean? Dangerous criminals. You don't have complete control over that, and it just shows that somebody's digging what you're doing. Yeah, stalling happens. Stalling happens. Um, and you know what can cure stalling? That is, you can actually go back, look at some of your videos, and here we're just gonna go off the rails a little bit, but look at some of your video stats, and this is for everybody actually. Look at your stats, find out some of those videos that may not be doing that well. Go in and re-optimize them. In other words, change the title, change the description text, maybe even change the thumbnails. Then go in and look at the ones that are doing well. Try to figure out why they're doing well. And you can even re-optimize those. If they've flatlined, let's say that the interest was huge. No, I haven't. Not yet. Not yet, Tim. I forgot what the threshold for that was. Really? Invalid room? That shouldn't be. Oh, that may be. Hang on. Let me remember I had to reboot, so I killed everything really fast. Oh, it's not 404. Yeah, it's 440 026 907. That's odd. That is odd. Someone else try that. Because that is exactly. In fact, I can show you. This will be weird. This will be. Whoa. All right, you see the number. Ah, somebody got in. Cool. Hang on just a minute, sir. Let's help you. All right. Hey, all right. Yeah. Cool. All right. What handle do you go by?
You just call me Tony.
You just call you Tony?
That's fine, man.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me do some adjustments here, Tony, real fast. Appreciate you coming on the show. Do you actually have a channel?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's called View This.
Oh, view this. Well, see, that's what I was asking. I had to put a face to the name. Now I need to.
Listen, I can't see the chat when I'm in Zoom, so don't let that Aussie talk crap about
me. I'll keep him at bay, man. I'll keep him at bay. All right, multi-view.
Sorry, it's so dark. Everybody might hold on. See if this helps. Is that a little better? Worse. Shit.
It was. That's decent right there. I'd leave it right there. Yeah. Here, in fact, you'll see rent growing there. I'll change that in a minute. But now you can see. No, now it's ominous. So viewed this did. There we go. So how are you tonight, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing well, thanks. I've been watching your show for a little bit. I figured, man, everybody's in bed. That's why it's so dark. I came out to the car to give you a call. I don't want to wake anybody up.
Oh, out in the car. Well, that's cool though. That's cool. Yeah.
I
And
actually the Zoom program to talk to Drone Kings in Darwin. He's the one who got me to download this program, and him and I chat back and forth. And the guy's great, man. He's awesome. He gets to scan some of my videos once in a while before I post them live. I'll unlist them, and he checks them out for me. And
really,
he's a great guy.
yeah, yeah. Well, he's been on the show.
Yeah, I know. I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
told me he was on, and when you put it up, I got to watch it.
I totally agree. He's a great guy, and I had a lot of fun on the show. Little too hard you on yourself there, Drone Kings, but no, you did great, man. It was a lot of fun. But I'm trying to go to your channel here for a second. It looks like you haven't chatted for a while, but I'm certainly a subscriber. I was taken by what you were doing. Gosh, where is it? Come on.
I was the one who said the room didn't work, and that was my fault, man. I was putting in 4,000-26907, not 4400-26907. That was my fault. Sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. I mean, it's one of those things where you're limited by whatever they give you. They've got to choose a number based on all the other meetings they may or may not have going on at the same time. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, I want to talk, if you don't mind, I want to talk about your channel for a minute.
Sure. No, I'd love to. That's fine. Talk about anything.
As soon as it comes up here. Yeah, I mean, recommending channels, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. You and I are sitting around the same subscriber level. When did you start?
January 8th or January 9th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we got about the same time in. I mean, I was just prior to the first of the year, but I would say that was good progress, but I only have myself to to compare it to.
Well, I think that we're both making good progress. I was wondering when I started to grow, and we've been sitting right around the same for about a week and a half now, which has really kind of bummed me out. But
yeah.
I know I lost a week and a half. I was really sick, and we didn't put any content out, and that really upset me that I couldn't. That's kind of where I fell stagnant. I mean, we jumped from 315 to wherever we're at now over the past couple of days when we put some videos out. So it's at least a little reassuring, that I'm getting now. But but I Googled it. I wanted to know, so I Googled and I said, I think I asked, what's the average time to get 100 subs on YouTube? Because I just wanted to know, and I read a lot of Reddit, things like that. And over on Reddit, people are like, man, I'm so happy. I've been doing this for 14 months. I finally hit 100 subs. This is awesome. And, whatever. But the basic answer I got was 6 to 8 months is usually about your 100 sub mark, So to be over 300 after 2.5 months, I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, like they were saying in the chat, that is an accomplishment, because I've heard the same thing on that 100 thing, and was almost disheartened by it. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever, I'm not ever expecting to make any money off this or anything like that. But the more people that I can entertain, the more people I can help out, the cooler it'll be. I thought for a while about what I wanted to do. I actually started a YouTube channel about 2 years ago, and I just vlog daily. I just poured my life onto the internet every day.
Yeah.
Everything going through, and at the time I had a woman who was like a mom to me growing up. When I grew up, my parents were kind of absent a lot when I was growing up, so my buddy's mom kind of took me under her wing, and she was going through cancer at the time and eventually passed away. And I talked about all that, kind of dumped it all out there,
Yeah.
And did it under a different name. I wrote a couple children's books a few years ago, and I used the character from those children's books. That's the name I used on the channel. So you'll probably never find it, but I'm actually just going to unlist the channel, because now that I'm doing this, I don't want somebody to like find that someday and be like, what the heck is this, you know? But so I thought about it a little bit, and then my son came to me and said, Dad, you know, I really want to do a YouTube channel. Like after the first year, can we start something? I want to do something. And I was like, yeah, what do you want to do? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, we can't just turn the camera on and just record ourselves. It's not, you know, trust me, that doesn't work. I tried that. So then, you know, I started watching a lot of videos from Sean Cannell and Nick Nimmin, all those great, amazing guys. And it's funny. I was actually one of my videos talks about this. I just want to preface this by saying I absolutely love Nick Nimmin. I got that guy's bell rung every time he comes on. I watch all. The guy's awesome. He's amazing. But I was in the chat one day, and he was like checking out channels, and then like I don't know. I comment, and he's like, "Oh, let me look at your channel." And he looked at me. He's like, "I don't get it. Like this doesn't make any sense to me." He's like, "You do realize that YouTube has a search bar, right?" And I'm just like, "Oh." He's like, "YouTube does that for you. There's no need for you to do a channel on that. This doesn't make any sense." He just kind of left me there and moved on to the next person. I was like, "Oh."
Crush.
I got off, and then I was like, you know what? That's why I made that video. I was like, I want to make a video to explain. Not that I think Nick Nimmin will ever come to my channel, except for that one time, but I just wanted to make a video to explain like what we're really about. You know, like we're trying to think outside of the algorithm. We're trying to build up a lot of small YouTubers. We're trying to, you know, like I tell people all the time, you know, like, you know, Jim, if you go on and you're looking for microphones and you know, classic cars and archery, you know, when you log on to YouTube, all the things they're going to show you are going to be about those three things.
Oh yeah.
And there's some amazing channels out there that you may not even think to search. You may not even think that you're going to like them, but all of a sudden, like, you know, have you ever found yourself where you find a channel and all of a sudden, you know, you're in the rabbit hole and you've been binge watching for an hour?
Oh yeah.
And you found it by chance. So I just want to, you know, I do the rabbit holing for everybody, and then, you know, I start finding these cool channels and I stick them out there. And we're about to revamp our YouTube page and start categorizing. We're almost there to the point where now we can have categories, you know, like cooking channels, sports channels, you know, whatever. So, you know, and you know, there's a couple things, you know, there's no genre of YouTube channel I won't cover. Eventually, I want to have a genre for everything. If you look at the After Dark episode 2, I talked about this guy Joe Cronin. You know, Joe Cronin is not safe for work. Let me tell you, not. But the guy's awesome, and he's actually got 4 different channels. And he's got a podcast, a gaming channel. He's got one. He's got a news channel where he kind of attacks the news or whatever. But his biggest channel, where he's got like 64,000 subs, is he gets on and does this wrestling show after every wrestling show that's on TV. But it's like, I got friends that don't like wrestling and watch it because it's just smash mouth, vulgar, in your face. But again, there's nothing I won't cover. That's why I started After Dark series, because I want to be able to bring those kind of channels to light as well. I can't bring those kind of channels with a 12-year-old sitting next to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So I have my own outlet to do those, but eventually we'll do everything. You know, that's the thing. And the second thing too that I've always, you know, and I never I don't think I ever said this on video before or anything, but eventually I want to, because I've had a few people ask me, you know, I mean, if somebody says to me, "Hey, my buddy's got this channel, I want you to check it out," you know, I'm going to go check it out. And yeah, I may end up, you know, featuring it someday. But I've actually had people email me. I've only gotten 3 emails. I got viewedthis@gmail.com, and I've only gotten 3 emails ever from YouTube from people, you know. I send all my own graphics to myself back and forth through my phone and my computer, and I use it for editing all the time. But I've gotten 3 emails that weren't from me, and all 3 of them were people offering to PayPal me money to feature their channel.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right, number 1, no. Number 2, will always be no.
Yeah.
And number 3, every one of these people had more subscribers than me. All 3 of them. I'm like, number 3, I got a lot less subscribers than you. Why do you want to be on my channel? I mean, hey, thanks, I appreciate it, but seriously, man, you know, at the time, the first one I got, I had like 89 subscribers, and this guy had like 843 subscribers. And like, hey, man, will you feature my channel? Do you really think you're gonna get that much more out of it? I
Yeah.
got 89 subs, bro.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I think that happens is because they see future value in it.
Well, yeah, you know, that's the whole thing. You know, once you're there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if I grow up and get over 1,000 subs, 1,500, wherever the sky takes me, you know, the sky's the limit. You know, then you're always going to be there. You know,
Oh yeah.
the guy that I ever featured on my channel had 160,000 subs, and I did a video about him, and he was going live, and he was like, "Hey, anybody who's going live, if you want me to come, you know, if you want me to call you on the phone and do a phone interview with you, I'll do it." So that's how I got my first 30 subs. I went to Instagram. I sent him a message. I'm driving down the road working, and my phone rings. I answer the phone. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man? It's Reyes the Entrepreneur." I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me," you know? It's like over the side of the road, and I chat with this dude for a few minutes, you know? So by the time it was over, I had 30 or 31 subs at the end of that day. I was stoked, you know? But you know what? This guy keeps in touch with me. He's almost at 200,000 subs now, and he sends me a message once in a while on Facebook Messenger. You know, he pops once in a while. He'll pop by the channel and say hi or whatever. He subbed to me that day while we were live on the air. He's my, you know, he's the sub with the most. He's my sub with the most subs. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a good down to earth dude, man. You know, and it's pretty cool. You know, I don't do this for. You know, I don't expect anybody that I ever feature to like do a show about me or even say anything. That's fine. You want to come by and leave a comment? Hey, thanks for the shout out or whatever. Cool.
Sure.
I do this because I really believe that eventually I can be the channel people can come to and say, hey, I want to watch videos about outdoor people. Mm-hmm. And then they look like, what the hell is a mitten dad? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, a little jab at Mitten Dad. You gotta love that. Oh, by the way, Turtle Creativity, how you doing, hon? Thanks for being here.
I can't see the chat, but hi, Turtle.
Oh, she's great. I've been watching a lot of her videos. She just brings calm to me. And then when something exciting happens, it's fun to watch. Mitten Dad says, "At viewed this funny guy."
Yeah. Man, I've gotten into that lately, man. I've been watching a bunch of his stuff. He's awesome.
Oh yeah, homesteading with the Herberts. How you doing? Is that New Hampshire? Is you're talking about? You're from? Cool. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, hey man, you got to keep up with the chat. I get it, man. You're the host. I'm just doing all the.
Oh, like I said though, I think it's a fantastic. I don't know where Nick was coming from with that because I think it's a fantastic concept. Especially, you know, if you don't concentrate on the 3-digit folks, you're going to expose a lot of people to channels that you wouldn't normally be exposed to.
You know, and that's the whole thing. If you go to my channel and you look through, I've done, you know, a smaller, because we do 3 episodes now. So we do our pick of the week, which could be anybody. You could be, you know, from 1,500 subs to PewDiePie, and you're going to land. We do the YouTube shout out of the week. That's anybody who is 1,500 subs or less. Could be anybody. You could be new, or you could be on YouTube for 12 years. But if you're under 1,500 subs, that's where you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
And there's Viewed This After Dark, and that's all the mature content stuff that we're starting to do. That I'm starting to do. So on that one, I did Beer, Bourbon, and Games. Great channel. Got his awesome bourbon reviews for like whiskey. I did the Joe Cronin Show. And then I just released one with Queenie Todd and Dave Maggot in their horror channels. Yeah, but I mean, like, the only time we've broken our rule, we wanted to break it. We broke it once. When my son wanted to do for the YouTube shout out, he wanted to do channels under 200 people, under 200 subs. And I was like, listen, man, like, we want to bump that up a little bit, Yeah. But we did go over the 1,500 last week. And I really felt it was necessary because I really wanted to feature this guy, and I don't know if you ever checked out MJ Rock, but that guy's amazing.
I have actually.
Man, I'll tell you, he's amazing. Watching that guy build a song from start to finish is unbelievable. he did a song with James Cox that blew me out of the water. I listen to it every day. It's called Money, and it's hilarious, and it's awesome, and it actually is a really catchy song. But I work as a sales manager. I work for a liquor company, and I manage an entire sales team.
Oh, okay.
When he released that song, I sent the link out to that song to my sales team the next morning. And I was like, listen to this song. You have to be a money magnet or you're not going to succeed. And I got 3 guys on my team who tell me every day, they send me a text in the morning, like, just listen to Money Magnet. I'm ready to go. Like, they're listening to MJ Rock every morning now. You know, love it, you know? So,
That is cool. That is cool.
yeah.
And I have such respect for artists that can do that. You know, being a musician myself and not having followed that dream early on, I love when I see people do that.
Yeah, there's another channel I found. I can't remember. It's Jace. He's a poet. Damn. But I watch him every day. It's Jace Jar. But if you're talking about total creativity bringing peace to you, and she's awesome. I love her. She's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And this Jace is great too. Like he's just like he's very hey man. He's peace and happiness and namaste and but he just like pulls a thought out of a jar. And then just rattles off a poem for you.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And he does it daily. It's called Poetry from the Jar or something. Dude's awesome.
You get a chance when we close out. Drop that in the chat, will you? At least his channel name.
Yep.
That'd be cool. Jelly Duck 100. How are you, my friend? And we got Dangerous Criminals back from editing. Yeah, I just love finding channels that are way off the beaten path.
Yeah,
I think I'm probably like you. You find yourself in YouTube hell quite a bit, just right down that rabbit hole. And if you get deep enough, you find them. But that's the problem. You have to get deep enough, otherwise you're just fed what YouTube thinks you want to see.
So what I started doing was, and I kind of talked about this. I did a live stream one night, and I was talking about it. Like, I have a pile of dice in my drawer on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
My old Dungeons and Dragons dice when I was a kid, and a bunch of other dice and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll literally roll dice, and then whatever letter it corresponds to in the alphabet, I'll punch that in the search, and then I'll roll them again. And I do that, and then when I finally got enough of a word where it's not just like a bunch of consonants next to each other, then I'll search, and then I grab a whole handful of dice and I'll roll them, and then I count that many videos out and I start there.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I go into their videos, I go into their comments, and I start creeping the people in the comments looking at their channels. Random live streams of people that I'm not subscribed to, or live streams that that I'm subscribed to. I watch your show. Idiot of the Day is another good one. There's a bunch of out there that I love being a part of and I love jumping into.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll go tonight and jump into a stream where there's no one in there I know. I don't know any of those channels. I've never heard of them, and I just creep away. Just start finding people.
I do the same thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I find folks, and it's I don't know. The idea to do the channel guide. There's actually I talked about Reyes, him, and there's 2 channels that I was like telling my friends about, and they're like, wait, you want to watch this entrepreneur guy? I'm like, but this guy's great. He's just he's all over the place. He'll do anything to make money, And the other one that I found that I started telling people about, and they were like, I'm not watching that. That's stupid. And then I had people come back and they're like, okay, I'm hooked. I'm watching this stupid show. Is channel called Ants Canada. We did a show about them as well.
Ants Canada.
Yeah. And those are the ones that made me, this guy's Ants Canada is like, I never thought ants would be amazing. And he introduced all these different species and shows you how they live and what they do. And I don't know, it's just weird, but it's cool. God, I've watched hours and hours and hours of that show. It's unbelievable.
Well, I still can't believe our friends up north have ants. As cold as it is. That's so cool. That is so cool. Have you ever thought about if you look at was it my last thumbnail when I was no it was Thursday night's thumbnail when I was talking about doing the channel reviews. Did you see how I had an over the shoulder and it was actually a screenshot of my channel. I wonder if that would work on your thumbnails. Because maybe if Nick had a point at all, is I don't know what I'm looking at when I see the thumbnail necessarily. But go ahead.
To be fair, when Nick looked at my channel, I had different thumbnails.
That was a long time ago, relatively.
yeah, I was probably 4 or 5 episodes in. I don't think I found that thumbnail generator until about the 7th or 8th episode in TubeBuddy. And then I started using it to build thumbnails. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of, that's why I put the name of the channel in the title. And I get what you're saying. I've learned how to edit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning how to green screen right now. I'm learning everything from scratch. So learning how to make a channel banner and thumbnails and stuff is like kind of my next thing.
Well, I like
I,
your banner. It's I would think that the thumbnails would just need a little work to give people an exact idea what they'd be looking at, you know, when it shows up in a list. Maybe even adding something so simple like After Dark. You've got After Dark episode 2 and 3. You could literally do a hard bar or a hyphen or even another semicolon and say recommended channel. Then suddenly it
yeah,
becomes, you know, completely clear. It's, oh, okay, this is After Dark is a recommended channel given the and then Joe Cronin. You could actually add that to the title as well. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about how I would see this. Every time I
I'll
go
take
look at channels, I look at it as
that,
though I don't
man.
know you. I don't know, you know, I don't know anything about you. And I think, what would I think and about that and what would I think I'm going to get when I click on that? You know what I mean?
And that's really important. You know, I mean, that's one of the first things you hear about when you listen to guys like Niman and guys like that. You know, anybody who's going to tell you about the top 5 things you need to do to be more productive and do better on YouTube, thumbnails is always in that top 5.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I suck.
No, no, you don't suck. It's just I'm trying to give you an outsider's view because believe me, I know as a graphic artist of over 25 years, the first thing you do is you get too close to it, and you need that outside opinion to kind of say, oh, okay, that's fresh eyes. That's what they
Uh,
get from it. It's not what I got from it because I was too close to it. So
what I started doing in the last few is I started taking a picture of the person, because I always put the channel banner on the thumbnail. You see the channel banner for every channel is on there.
mhm.
I do that. I started doing that more. I thought it'd be cool to put the channel banner on there so people at least know, you know, what the channel is we're talking about, I guess. But I also thought it was kind of cool because when I produce the video, the last thing I do is pull the channel banner to
Mhm.
add it to the thumbnail, and I do it so that I kind of timestamp their subscriptions when I release the thing. Not that I think I'm going to bring them subscriptions, but in 5 years from now, I can look back and be like, wow, look how this guy grew.
Yeah.
This is amazing. When I featured this guy on my show, he had 115 subs, and now he's got 90,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that'd be really cool.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's why, to me, I do that as a timestamp for me, so that I can look back and be like, man, I'm so glad I recommend this channel. Look how awesome these dudes are doing. You know,
Mhm.
because it's all about how awesome everybody's doing. I really just I think it's kind of cool to be able to put eyes on people.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, that was the entire idea behind my guest cuts
Yeah,
was
yeah.
you
Awesome.
know,
I love them, by the way.
yeah,
Love them.
cool.
Yeah, I do. But
Well,
again, I'm on the road a lot, so
yeah.
I love that because I can pull them up and just listen while I'm driving. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
great. I really enjoyed the one that you had with Andrew. I thought that was great. I was live for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I watched Dangerous Criminals earlier today. Um, I had to watch the Aussie. He's a buddy of mine. You know.
Well, you guys have the same camera lighting. I'll let you know that.
Yeah, I noticed.
He wasn't
The,
in his car, but
the car too. No, it's nuts. But
ah, well,
um,
you work with what you got. That's nothing wrong with that.
yeah. Oh goodness.
Wisco style, you got a wrench because you were trying to throw something in there. I thought, you know, you've been around with me for a while, so I made you a mod, man. Hey, Tony Reviews, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yeah, the guest cuts are not only just so you know people can see the interviews minus my banter, but it's also, and this is actually the subject of tomorrow night's show. I'm going to show how you can make and a lot of people know this, I know already, but you can make a specific playlist on your channel that will house those sort of you know highlighted pieces of that are not totally related to your channel. Like you, for instance, when I get done with this and I create a guest cut from it, um, it being where it is, you can link it right into a playlist, and then people can see more of you than they will on just the recommended channel pages because that's not the focus of your channel. I thought that was
And tomorrow you're gonna teach how to link things into playlists on your site. Is that what you're saying?
well on any one site. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to kind of show how you should perhaps categorize your page, or at least my perspective. It's all subjective, but my perspective on how a page might be categorized to make it easier for the user. Because in that
Yeah.
graphic arts and web development, I became a user interface specialist as well, and but also how you can use other people's content, especially when it's content that you're involved in. Think of all the collaborations that people are looking to do, which this show is, right? It's like instant collaboration. You just come on and talk about yourself or whatever subject you want to, and we've collaborated on a video. Now I'm going to post it as its own little video, and you can use it any way you want to. You can throw it on. See, I'm giving it away now. I'm not going to have anything to talk about tomorrow night.
No, that's cool because like I'm constantly googling stuff like, hey, I see this on this guy's channel. How do I do this?
Yeah.
And I want to do that because I mean I've gotten I've gotten some cool shout outs from some cool shows, and I want to I probably this is a small handful, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to put them together. If nothing else, my kid loves watching that. He like anytime like if I go into a live stream,
Mhm.
and I go in and and I'm like, hey Jim, how you doing? You're like, hey, viewed this. My son's like, hey, said our name. Said our name. Like, I'm not gonna put all. There's some there's a channel called and unfortunately this kid's got I guess it's a kid. He's a college kid. He just put up a thing today saying he has to take a little bit of a break because he's got a lot going on with school and stuff. But it's this odd, crazy, weirdo channel. It's awesome though. It's called Bubble Chinese, and like
Wow.
they teach. Yeah, like it's like people dance around with like these big dome heads on or horse heads, and it's weird. It's bizarre. But they teach you. Each one teaches you Chinese word or Chinese phrase each episode.
Wow.
So like yeah, and he does it while he does these weird dances with this weird music and these bizarro pictures flying by. But they teach you Chinese, and I found this channel and I was like, I gotta hitch my pony to this channel for a while and see what's going on, and then like he did this thing and was like, hey, like I always, if I'm watching your videos or whatever, I don't comment on every video I watch, but it's really like this has become like a second job for me. I'm watching videos all the time because I'm trying to find good content for my channel. So if I can, when I watch the video, because I always try to give everybody a full watch. I always try to, because I know how important watch time is. And if you go through my videos sometime and you look, you'll see as from where we started to where we are now, you'll notice my videos are getting shorter because I'm starting to pay attention that I'm losing people. I'm talking too much, and I realized that I just need to tell you a little bit about the channel. I want you to go check the channel out anyway. So why don't I tell you everything about it? So that's what I started doing. Like, hey, now you know a little bit about it. I just got Noah in that. We recorded this week's YouTube shout of the week, which I'll be editing and putting up tomorrow or Wednesday. Great, you probably know this channel. Awesome channel, man. They're all awesome, but yeah, and that's what he started doing. He started talking about it. He gave enough to hook you in, and then he was like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you about it all day. You go check these guys out, and that's really what we got to be doing, and keeping the video shorter so that people will want to watch all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to imagine that that you have to go through quite a few, to find those diamonds in the rough.
You do, and then as you I have a spreadsheet on my computer, and it's got the channel name, what kind of episode did we do? Have we recorded it yet? Have we edited it yet? I made a whole spreadsheet system. I've probably got 80 channels on there for the next 80 episodes. You know what I mean? Like building and building and building. So what starts happening is like I go through, I pick out, okay, this is going to be this is going to be this. I open up tabs for like 8 channels across the screen, and Noah goes through and watches them, and he picks the YouTube shoutouts of the week. That's his segment. He picks them. So all I do is I help him find them, and I line them up, and he'll sit in there and he'll go through all the channels. Like, all right, Dad, this is what I want to do. I love this channel. This is great.
Awesome. You've even got a partner in crime. That's cool.
Yeah, grades up in school. I got a partner in crime.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta make sure
That
that comes first, you know.
Oh yeah, well, and not only that, but enjoy it while you got it, man. Because as most of you know, I'm an empty nester. Let me get back to that subject in a minute. That's awesome, Ed. Yes, gold diggers. I was talking to Ed about the wife wanted to go painting for gold. Cool. And who else did I see in here a minute ago that just popped in? If I missed you, I'm sorry. But
So
yeah,
I just,
yeah. As an empty nester, the first thing you realize is uh, it's brief. It seems like a long time, but it's actually quite brief. The time you have with them, close at hand. Jack, how you doing, man? It's his birthday. It's Jack's birthday. Everyone wish Jack a happy birthday in the chat.
happy birthday, Jack.
Awesome, awesome. He's a young upcoming young man. He's been on the show a couple times. Excuse me. Oh, I hate doing that. Well, listen. I'm gonna throw your channel up here real fast. You guys go check this out. This is actually real cool for any sort of promotion of young channels. I mean, I think this is so needed, especially when we're all battling the behemoth that is YouTube. It's
Just,
viewed this. You can probably just do a search. Have you done a search on your name? Is you come right up?
uh, every time I search it, it comes right up now. When I first opened the channel, I couldn't find myself for the life of me, but I come right up now. I
and
just my search engine.
and of course YouTube did what it always does to me, and for some reason, you ring the bell and it doesn't stay rung. I'm starting to think that there's a limit to how many you can actually have as notifications. I don't know.
Yeah, I found out recently that I was unsubscribed from two channels that I've been watching for months and months and months. I interact with them all the time. They interact on my channel all the time.
Hmm.
Two different people would come like what I started doing now is like every time somebody comments, I always click on their channel, just make sure I'm still subscribed to them, or you know what I mean.
Yep.
If I was subscribed to them, but I found two great channels, and I was like, man, I like wanted to shoot them a message and be like, hey, let's go get your head out of your butt and put up a new video, you know what I mean? And then I realized I didn't anymore, and I was like, well, one of them I go on almost every day to the Idiot of the Day show. It just happens to be on when I'm usually in my lull in the middle of my day during lunchtime, whatever.
Hmm.
So I listen to Jeff talk, and I'll throw my 2 cents in the chat, and it lets me connect with my friends over in Scotland who are always in the chat there, Desmond's Donners and Posh Cats Camping, and we all just sit and talk. It's a good time. And all of a sudden one day I was like, oh, Jeff's not live streaming today. That's kind of weird. He said yesterday he's back on today, and I had to go look him up, and I'm like, what the heck happened here? So yeah, it's been kind of, I don't know. You definitely got to watch what's going on, because even if you're active with people, YouTube's algorithm is porking us all the time. I wake up almost every day and watch. I pull up my TubeBuddy app and watch my subs drop by 5 almost every day.
Oh, wow.
Almost every day. Yep, 5 just drops. I'm like, man, what happened? And it's not like I was in a stream where all these people were like, I got you. Well, it's nothing like that.
Right.
Like I wouldn't even have been on the night before, and didn't post something. They drop. I'm like, what is going on? So it's almost like the daily 5 drop. I get up every morning, I cringe, I open up TubeBuddy and I look, and some days it says +0, nothing moves. I'm like, all right, I won today. I won. That's great.
I try not to look. I honestly try not to look at how many subs I have.
I was obsessed. Wow, I've gotten better. I've gotten a lot
better. I was obsessed up until 100. I'll say that. But the reason I don't look at it anymore is because what you said earlier. This isn't a living. It's a second job, but it's not what we're going to do for a living. We do it as a passion, or as a extracurricular vocation. But so I thought, do I obsess over that, or do I just try to make my show better? And I decided I just want to try to make my show better. So I do everything I can not to look at that number. I know it's difficult because most of the times you got to navigate from that point, but it It bothers me
Yeah,
to look at it and think, am I looking at that and not paying attention to other things? So,
I agree. I that banner I made last night. I made it on Apple, I think it's called.
mhm.
As I screwed it up and I went back to do it, and they're like, "Yeah, now you got to pay $15 a month." I was like, "Oh, you best." Anyway, so I don't know. I got to find a better program. But either way,
Who
um,
who did your logo?
huh?
Who did your logo?
I bought my logo.
I like
I
it.
bought it on Fiverr,
Hmm.
and then just my past 2 or 3 episodes now have the intro where like it's an eye and it opens up and then the video shoots into the eye and kind of goes up and then my logo pops at the end. And I bought that on Fiverr as well. So I paid $5 for my logo, $10 for my video entrance. Best $15 I spent since I launched the YouTube channel, man. Um, it's so like every time I watch and I see that opening video now, that intro video, I'm like, man, you know. And what I did was I took, um, I took the video that the guy made, and it's a little longer than I wanted for an intro. So what I do is I chop it toward the end,
Hmm.
and then at the very end, like at the end of the intro, the logo's sitting there kind of pulsing a little bit, then it kind of and it just disappears. So what I do is I cut it and I take the piece I cut off and I stick it at the end of the video. So then when I chop off at the end, you see the logo and then you see it kind of fizzle out, you know. So that's I just kind of did it as an intro and outro. So
Very cool. What are you
yeah,
using to edit?
open shot.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
I've been told, Brad's told me about a bunch of great programs to use, and I tried to use some of them. And what's happening is, um, I'm finally starting to get better at OpenShot, and so now it's confusing trying to learn another one at the same time. So I figured maybe I got to wait till I really get great at this, and then I can swap around. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. For those of you wondering, this is it.
Yeah,
At least the open portion. Now
yeah,
that's a fine open. That is a fine open. I like it.
yeah. And
I
then
should just leave you here
yeah,
while you're talking.
it's better than right. So then,
Oh, you
with
just
the dark thing, I get myself a glass of whiskey and I grab my vape and I get down to the basement and I do, that's where I record them. And that video right there, that's episode 3. And after the intro, I come up with this idea where I was going to blow a big cloud of smoke in the camera,
Mhm.
and then dissipated. I'd start talking, and I thought after I edited, I was like, "Wow, that's awesome! That's it. From now on, that's how it's going to be
Oh
on
yeah,
that episode."
yeah, and you're a
Yeah,
vapor too, yeah.
absolutely.
I forgot
Yeah,
about that. Yep, yep. Oh,
like 2.5 packs of Marbs a day, and oof, man, I
yeah.
went to that. It cost me $30, every 2 weeks now, instead of I don't know, they're $11 a pack in Massachusetts, so
Holy shit. Oh
it would,
man,
I'd be spending 25 to $30 a day to smoke if I was still smoking 2.5 packs of Marlboros a day.
that's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
There's still about I guess because I haven't bought cigarettes in 10 years. When were giving them up, they were getting close to $5 a pack. I know they're much more now, but I don't think they're that expensive.
I
Uh,
just know how much they are because I work in liquor stores all day.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
in
yeah.
the
You know
liquor
exactly how much they are.
stuff.
Tony's
Uh,
reviews. How are you, man? Crap, my dad makes me watch. How's it going, dude?
oh, my dad makes me watch. We did an episode about him. He's awesome. His kids are awesome, man. That's a
Oh,
really cool channel.
oh, he made the
It,
viewed this. That's awesome.
yeah, that's a great man. I don't know, man. I love fun channels, man. If it's fun, man, I'm all over it. Those guys are a lot of fun. You
Mm.
know, they're interactive. They're really active in the community and on Facebook and stuff like that. They're just that's a great channel, man. It reminds me of me working with my kid, and I make him watch a bunch of crap too. It's
Yeah.
but the movies, they're YouTube channels, and I don't mean they're crap, but I mean I make him watch a ton of stuff. I'm like,
Oh,
get over here,
so,
sit down.
some of which is crap, right? I mean, let's be real.
Uh, let's,
I mean, that's one thing about opening up this sort of venue to the public. You'll find some rather interesting things. I'll say.
yeah. Um, there was a family that I was following for a little while. I'm not going to obviously say their name or their channel or anything, but
Sure.
and I was following them, and I liked their I liked their content. I thought it was real true family time that you were getting. So it was real true vlogging. It was kind of neat. And they had like 60 subs, you know, and I subbed to the channel and I thought to myself, you know, man, someday, you know, I might, you know, we'll see how this goes, you know. And I watched for a little while because I can't just throw you up there and hope that you know, that I didn't just get lucky. And, you know, I got to watch a lot of your episodes, you know what I mean? And then they started doing where they weren't talking much. They would just, what do they call it, mukbanging all the time.
Oh yeah.
Put the camera there and you just sit there and watch them eat, and they barely would interact with the camera. So then I was like, you know, but then they started interacting more again. They kind of went back and forth. So I skipped the mukbang episodes because I'm not into watching anybody eat. When I watch anybody eat, I'll sit in front of a mirror. What knows? And then I started going to their channel, and every episode that was on there was silent live streams. You know, silent live stream, grow your channel here. And they literally would turn the cell phone on and just put it on the table, and you could hear the kid yell in the background and everything. There was nobody there, and it was just sub for sub, just sub crap. And they're like, they went from 60 to 970 something in like 3 weeks, and I unsubscribed. I'm like, I'm done. You know, I'm not hanging out for this.
No.
I've unsubscribed from a lot of channels that unfortunately get away from their topic. You know, listen, if you want a live stream and I'm all about supporting each other. I really am. I find a lot of my channels from live chats and from supporting each other, you know?
Yeah.
But if I'm going to sub, I'm going to go over there and check you out. And then, you know, if it's not for me, it's not for me. I can't have 7,000 subscriptions because my sub thing never loads, you know? It's hard enough as it is now. But it's, you know, I'll let you know if you know, you'll know if I'm there because I'm commenting on your videos. You know, I'm there. You know? But just to go on and, you know, and it drives me nuts when I'll go into a room and all of a sudden people are like, hey man, I rang your bell. Even better. Hey, I rang like 7 people. I rang your bell. And then you look and your sub count didn't move. It's like, they're just hoping that you believe them and sub them back. You know, it's like, oh man, just knock it off, you know?
Yeah.
So I've really backed out of a lot of those. There's like a whole niche of channels that I've been looking to grab a hold of, and I started watching like a bunch of them, and I was like, all right, which one of these, you know, I need to feature one eventually, and they've all gone to just constant live streaming, haven't made a video about their own niche in months, and I got rid of all of them. It's like, if you're not gonna, I don't care if you live stream all the time, go ahead, but don't say that you're a farming channel or you're a zoo or a fishing channel or an automotive channel or whatever channel it may be, and all you're doing is watching chat on the screen and telling people sub this guy, you know, and they're not all like that. A lot of them are community support. There's a difference. There really is to me. You know, there really is. And I'm all about, you know, I'll tell you the great channels I think you should go subscribe to. You know, if you don't want to listen to me say them, just go look through my list.
Exactly. I'm doing the legwork for you.
So,
oh, by the way, Cove Snipes, welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the show. Appreciate all of you being here. This is awesome. Yeah, I'm starting. What's that? Go ahead. No, go ahead, Tony.
I hope I'm not boring in the chat. I'm just kind of rambling over here, man. I
don't rambling's good. Rambling's good. Yeah. That's what this show is all about. I mean, it's because believe me, I could ramble for hours as well, incoherently, of course. But no, I enjoy when people get on and ramble.
Yeah, but I just want to. I don't know. I got a lot in my head, and I like to get it all out.
I must say I'm a little worried about you reviewing my channel, recommending me.
I need to. I'm gonna have to have a live stream folder eventually, so I got a list of guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other tough part too. Like, so like I did a what was it that I did? I'm trying to remember which channel it was. This guy's channel. All right, yeah. So I did. Actually, it was. So he's in the chat. So I did crap my dad makes me watch. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another channel, which shall remain nameless, that I was kind of checking out. And it's not the same thing, but they do movie reviews.
Mm-hmm.
We've done 2 movie review channels so far. But this other guy, like I don't know, he was live stream one night, and I got on. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" He was like, "Oh, what? You don't like my channel?" Like, he got upset that I didn't take his channel for the movie review. I was like, "It's a different kind." Like, but I run into that with people. Like, "Oh, whoa, how come you picked this guy and not me?" Like, listen, there's gonna be time for everyone. There will be everyone that I believe in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that, you know, it may not be that I didn't like your channel, I didn't believe in your channel. It's that this was the channel that I was enjoying more at the time, you know. That's just how it is. And, you know, I don't know.
Well, you're always going to run into those sort of people, you know.
Absolutely.
Oh, look at you, dude. You've gained 3 since we've been sitting here.
Look at that, huh?
You guys are great, man. You guys are great.
I tell people all the time, like, don't, like, obviously I can't see the chat anyway, but, like, you know, if people are like, "Oh, you know, I dropped flowers at your door, or I came and dropped you a pizza, or rang you up," all the keyword crap things, you know. Like, you know,
well,
check out and if you don't like it, then go ahead, you know, then just go. If you like it, then subscribe. And when you do, leave me a comment, because my whole channel is about finding channels. So if you leave me a comment, I'm gonna come to your channel. I go to every. Somebody was telling me that, like, man, someday you're gonna get too big, you're not gonna be able to do that. Well, until then, I'm gonna still visit every channel that comes and leaves a comment. I'm gonna comment back, and I'm gonna go check them out. I do it all the time. It's just, you know, I have the luxury in my job where a lot of times I'm sitting shotgun with a rep, and the rep is driving from account to account. Well, between account to account, I'm responding on YouTube all day to comments because I have that time. I'm just sitting in this car doing nothing, you know?
Yep.
Like, you know, I could be playing, you know, Candy Crush, or I could be doing YouTube comments. I'd much rather YouTube comment.
Much rather. And you say that, you know, if you get too big, you may not be able to do it. You know that eventually that could turn into a staff. There are a lot of channels out there that have staff members that take over because it becomes overwhelming for a single person. So never say never, dude.
There's a channel that we're doing, I think, next week's episode on, that has over 60,000 subs, and may have staff. I don't know, but this guy responds to every comment, and he might not respond for a month. And then he's like, "Sorry, I'm trying to stay caught up. I know you commented over a month ago, and I left this guy a comment like 3 months ago, and he commented back 2 weeks ago. It was like, hey, sorry it took me 2.5 months, but I appreciate you coming to my channel. I appreciate you subscribing. I really hope you like the content." I'm like, seriously, this guy responded to me 2.5 months later? That's awesome, you know?
Yeah.
That's
yeah, no.
cool.
Wisco Style says that Gary Vaynerchuk still replies to all of his comments.
Love Gary V.
Yeah. That's amazing. That is amazing. And you know, you always have to wonder if he does have staff doing it. But some people are just that committed. I try to as well. I mean, I'll do the same thing you do. When I go and I find a channel that I enjoy, I'll comment on the videos and about the videos because I'm watching them, you know. And you can always tell those folks that show up and subscribe or you know, at least watch a channel, they don't watch it all the way, and they're just there in hopes that that you'll reciprocate.
And you know what else what I don't do is, if I don't like someone's content, I just don't subscribe to their channel. But I never thumbs down anybody.
No,
I'm just
I don't
not that. I don't find any need to do that.
No.
You know, if you post a video and you had 200 views and you got 3 thumbs up, the message has been sent.
Yeah.
Nobody needs thumb down in you, and I just don't. That's just my personal take on it. I don't do it. It's just, I don't know. If I'm not interested, I'm just not going to subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
Nor will I.
Not, you know, yeah. There's no, you know, I don't get it. You know, I don't get the. I don't know, whatever it is.
I got to tell you that I think I have to assume, and I'm only assuming based on anecdotal evidence, but most everybody that shows up for my shows feel the same way. And most of the people that are regulars on some of those other live streams, you can tell that they do the same thing, right? They're very discerning in who they subscribe and don't subscribe to. It's only the fly-by-nights that come through hoping to, you know, garner Some are very subtle about it. Others are very blatant, and of course they don't last long. But uh, I'd like to think that most people, they're pretty picky about who they choose to subscribe to, and that's
Yeah.
good. That's absolutely good. I think it's the way it should be. And of
My
course,
favorite is
go ahead.
somebody jumps in the chat. There'll be like 22 people in the chat, and they jump in. They're like, "Come on, guys, help me hit my goal. I'm close to my goal. I want to hit 300." And then you click on their channel, and they have 37 subs. Like, you ain't nowhere near close to your goal. Get to 150 first and celebrate that. What do you goal?
Yeah,
You know?
what are you trying to pull? Exactly,
And,
exactly.
and besides that, 9 times out of 10, when people were saying, "This is my goal. This is my goal. Help me get to my goal," a lot of times they're begging because nobody's stopping by to sub because their content's not that good. And I never try. Listen, one thing that Sean Cannell said in a video that I watched, he said it a bunch of times, I think, but was sorry, I'm getting comments popping up here. This is great. Manners. So he said, he showed a little clip from his first video he ever made. And he was like, the good thing about being able to go back and look at your first video is you can go back and be like, wow, So like we've got like 22 uploads now. I think it is. It's not a lot. We're still really new. But the other day I sat and watched the entire episode 1, and the camera was like this. It was on the desk. I was looking up at us, and that Dan Lossie always complained about the door being open behind me in the background, which I love him for that because it made me. But yeah, I mean, we literally were sitting in my office. This stuff piled everywhere. We're a family of 7. I got 5 sons. This stuff everywhere in my house. So yeah, it's tough. That's why we moved to the basement to start recording. Where else are we gonna go? But
Well, I hope your phone's not dying.
But I watched that. Oh, yeah, there I am.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. No, I just froze for a moment there. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you were starting to get really weird. Probably just a network bottleneck.
I mean, my phone was trying to connect the house internet. I don't know.
It is all about content, Atypical Hustlers. Absolutely. And welcome to the show, by the way.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. I'm trying to catch up a little bit.
Yeah, the car back on. So I had it on the beginning and I shut it off so that you wouldn't hear the background, but I had to turn the phone is at 25%.
Yeah, you're not using earbuds right now, are you?
No, I'm just talking.
Yeah, that's why we can't talk at the same time, which is fine. I think it worked out real well. But yeah, what happens is your phone it'll literally cut out the mic and the earbuds at random based on what it sees coming in. That's why you see me a whole lot of time mouth things and not say anything, because when I do, it cuts you off.
Gotcha.
Well, this was fun. 5 sons, dude. 5 sons. Good Lord.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So we got a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 5-year-old. And when my 5-year-old was 2, 2.5, whatever, my wife said, we both come from big families. I have 5 brothers. I'm one of 6 boys, and my wife is one of 5 children. And she said, why don't we have one more? We'll do one. And I was like, God, I'm 41 years old. All right, we'll do one more.
Well, and you didn't have a basketball team yet, so you had to.
Yeah, no, we had 3.
Couldn't stop there, right?
But now I'm 40. House, it's like, oh. But yeah, it's always chaotic. It's always loud. But I wouldn't change a thing for the world, man. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm really blessed. I got a beautiful wife. You'll never see her on camera because she hates being on camera. Never. I tried talking to her, and she said, "Don't ever point that camera at me." And then I've got 5 boys. And you see the oldest. My 9-year-old begs me on a constant basis, let me have some kind of segment that I want to be on the show. So eventually, I'll probably work him in somewhere down the line. I'm a little apprehensive at this point because of all the things going on with YouTube, with children, and cutting off comments and things like that. Having a 12-year-old on the show has been safe up till now. I haven't had any problems. So he's going to be 13 soon. But I just fear that I don't want to get the younger ones involved too much because I don't want to end up getting shut down for it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't blame you at all. I was gonna say that it'd be fun to have all of them on, all the ones that are involved in what you're doing here. That would be awesome.
We did. Sorry.
No, what were you saying?
Well, we want to do product reviews. And I did do a product review of my 9-year-old and my 12-year-old, but we did it in the old office, and the phone was far away to get all three of us in the shot. And I looked at it afterwards, and I was like, "This is a mess. It's sloppy. I'm not putting this on the internet, and you can barely hear us anyways." And I've become really critical. You can't really tell, I guess, by looking at my videos because they're not all that great yet, but I'm getting there. But I've become really critical about what I'll put up. I took 2 episodes that were recorded in the past week, and I just threw them in the garbage and said, "No, we're re-recording these because they just weren't good enough." And I just want to make sure that, as I know my videos aren't perfect, but they have to improve every time to keep people coming back. If I don't stay consistent or improve, like right now, I've got an episode that I recorded in that office. Well, we moved to a different setting now. I can't go back to that crappy office now. Be like, "Oh, here's a throwback episode from the crappy office with the closet door half open."
Oh yeah. Well, and it's funny. I mean, that's the way you got to look at it, right? You always want to improve, but that's exactly why Nick and people like him say, "Well, you got to start now." Yeah, and Sean,
Yeah.
Sean's a good example too, where you'll get to look back and say, "Well, this is where it started. I'm not taking it down. It is what it is," right?
Yep.
That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to take anything down. I want to leave it there.
Right.
I think it's good to be able to look back at where you started, no matter where you're at. It's always good to look back at the starting line.
Absolutely.
Anything in life.
Oh, no question. No question. Well, on that note, I think that's a pretty good segue to a deep dive. You ready for a deep dive? Are you up for one?
Deep dive, sweet.
All right, let's do this thing.
I gotta put the rally cap on. Good.
Deep dive.
Deep
dive. Is it okay if I call you Tony?
Please do.
Because you can call me Jim.
Yes, I hope you don't mind that.
What's that?
It's green,
Jim. All right, Tony, you know how this works, right? I have in my hand a list of 5 questions chosen especially for you. All right. And actually tonight I've decided to go on a this or that and or sort of direction. Sure. Are you ready to get started?
Ready, man.
Cool. Here we go.
Question 1.
All right. I think this one is actually quite appropriate given what we've talked about because I want to get deeper into how you're marketing. So I'm going to ask, Facebook or Twitter?
Well, it's both, but I'm more active on Twitter than I am on Facebook currently because I have more followers on Twitter. So I try to do both a lot, but on Facebook it's mostly just my family and friends, and I don't want to drive them nuts.
Yep, I gotta go with that. I do the same thing. God, there's so many questions I want to go through now.
I'm probably starting to get into Instagram. So if anybody wants to go on Instagram and find me, please. I've got like 64 followers. It's not very good.
There you go.
I'm starting to figure it
out. All right. We're just going to move on. Maybe we'll save this for another conversation. All right.
Question 2.
Were you a gamer ever?
Whole life.
that wasn't actually the question. I just got to know first off. Were you a game? Did you do a lot of gaming early?
As soon as the internet came out, you could dial up. I was playing Ultima Online, which was the first that I know of MMORPG out there. Played EverQuest, Dark Age of Camelot.
Well, then the question is: mobile games or console games? What do you prefer?
PC games.
Oh no! Actually, the correct answer, the correct answer was pool hall bingo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. I should have known that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Like I said, there are no wrong answers in Deep Dive.
Now, if I said canasta, would you have given it to me?
Yes, actually. That was the alternate answer. Very good. Oh, well, there. That's the first we've had a changed answer. All right. right, here we go.
Question 3.
Sneakers or sandals?
Always sneakers, never sandals.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're looking for Crocs.
I do own a pair of Crocs. I got a pair of those orange Mario Batali son of bitches, but
Oh, I wouldn't tell too many people that.
I go disc golfing, but other than that, that's the only time I wear them. Otherwise, I hate my feet. I got the ugliest feet in the world. I don't want anybody to see them.
I hear that. And on.
Question 4.
Couch or recliner?
I know I'm gonna get this wrong because recliner is the right answer, but unfortunately, I don't have a recliner right now, so it's couch. My kids broke my recliner.
Well, I can't give you a wrong answer on that. after that lead, we're going to go with couch on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start a recliner GoFundMe. No, just kidding.
Look, people in the chat are actually answering these. That's awesome. Hey, outdoorsy girl, she came in late. she actually answered recliner as well. So
There you go.
all right, here we go.
All right.
Final question.
Hamburger or taco?
Oh,
Burger? Got to give you that.
Yeah.
Got to give you that. Well done, my friend. See, that wasn't hard at all, was it?
No.
No. It's all about life, man. These
Absolutely.
are the questions of life.
They're great, man. I love them. So listen, I know that the deep dive is the end, so I just wanted to give you a heartfelt thank you for having me on tonight, man. I really appreciate it. I hope I didn't bore too many people, but I really, really, really appreciate you getting me on here and at least getting everybody getting to understand me a little bit better and what we're about, you know.
Think nothing of it, my friend. And no, the pleasure is all mine. Trust me. I mean, it warms my heart every time someone comes on this show, because what they've told me is that they've put enough confidence in, us building a relationship, and I don't know if enough people think about that, but that means a lot. That really does. So thank.
I got to tell you what I like about you real
What's
fast.
that?
When everybody keeps saying, like, you got to find a niche, you got to do something different, or you got to be the best at what you're doing. Like, I didn't want to jump into a pool of gaming or cooking or whatever. There's so many people doing it, and there's so many great people doing it. I knew I couldn't compete. We come up with a concept of something that we developed our own niche, really. Yeah. And I know that there's probably other shows out there like this, but you're the only one that I've come across so far that has people on live and video chats with them. And I really think that that's really unique and really, it's really cool, man. So you've really kind of found a really cool niche yourself, and I wish you nothing but the best, man. I hope you grow tremendously. I really do. Well,
thanks, man. That is high praise. I appreciate that. I want everyone in the chat, if you haven't already, go check out Viewed This. I dropped a link earlier. In fact, I can drop it again. And check out what he's doing, because some of you may become one of his recommended channels someday.
Oh, there's some people in that chat that are going to be, don't you worry, I already know
it. That's the thing about these communities, man. We go around in these live streams, we end up in the same circles, right? And it's so fun to just get to know people, even if it's by text. Even more fun, of course, if they come on my show, but I'm biased.
Sure. Listen, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to get in the chat. I'm going to drop that guy Jason's channel for you so you can check him out, the poet that I was telling you about.
Oh, please do. Please do.
And I don't know how much longer I'm going, but I'm going to stay to the end. So thank you again. And to all you guys out there in the YouTube family, man, peace, love, and God bless, and be well. Try to be well every day. So
thanks so much, Tony. I hope to have you back on the show sometime, and I mean that sincerely. I don't actually say that just to be bullshitting, because I tell everybody that. It's great to meet people that normally we'd never get to meet.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go, folks. Do what you can to go check out that channel. I mean, it's really cool the way he does it, in that You know, he's literally going out there doing the legwork for us. He's going to find these small channels that are diamonds in the rough. And I just love that concept. I appreciate the kind words he gave about this concept. And as always, I appreciate you folks. Sent Tony a U-boat. But yeah, it's so fun. You know, that's one of the things for me that is so exciting is finding people who are coming up with these new ideas and a different way of thinking about the I hate to say status quo, but you know, the 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 same sort of things that you see out there every day, because those are the diamonds in the rough. Those are the channels that I find myself watching. Ed, you're great, man. Thank you so much for that. Right back at you too. Right back at you. I mean, hell, how can I refuse somebody who actually got me into gold panning? And by the way, there still is no gold in the Midwest, just for you people that are wondering. So hey, thanks Tony for being on, man. That was very insightful. I look for big things out of your channel because I can't imagine that's sort of a collaboration in and of itself, and it makes it so. Are you talking to me, German Travel? I thought you were asking. I wish I would have asked Tony, but Germany Travel and Personal Guide. And I keep throwing an ampersand in there. I apologize. I watch travel videos a lot, only because I like to, one, live vicariously through other people, but I also enjoy the sites and other people's takes on them. So yes, the answer to that question for me is yes. If it's yeah, if it's viewed this, then of course he's answered. He watches all genres, and that's really important too, because it's really easy to get pigeonholed into a specific genre that you want to review. Tony apparently doesn't look at it that way. He's just looking for good content that has yet to be discovered, and I think that is fantastic. Well, thanks, Wisco Style. Yes, we went over, and that's going to happen occasionally, even though I've got to get up early for a meeting. That does mean I've got to call it a night tonight. I want to thank Tony from Viewed This again for coming on the show and having such a great talk, and I look forward to binge watching. You know, you've got a relatively small amount of videos, but I look forward to seeing every one of them, if nothing else, to find out more about the type of whiskey you drink. And and of course, I suggest all of you do the same. Now, tomorrow night, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go through a rudimentary playlist creation and maybe even talk about how you might want to organize your channel for different types of channel content. I remember Tony was talking about doing product reviews, and I thought, well, Viewed This is still a great channel name for that. You could literally create yes, I said whiskey, is a great channel name for that sort of product review. You could probably fit that in as a playlist. You know, just throw it down on the lower on the page, because that's not your focus. That's just my thoughts right off the bat. So anyway, again, thanks to everyone for coming on. It was a blast for me. I hope it was a blast for you. Got a couple good shows coming up. I'm starting to time my events out further so that hopefully I don't have as much pre-show work, but look for that special interview, and of course Wednesday night face-to-face channel reviews. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Again, thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are fantastic for being here, and I saw some great conversation go through. And of course, that's going to do it for me. So I'm going to leave you with this. Make sure that you always think about how you're treating other people and treat them the same way that you want to be treated. If you do that, this world will be a better place. All right. Thanks. Good night, folks. And we'll see you live.